It was never in doubt, was it? Pep Guardiola has signed a contract until 2025 with Manchester City Football Club. Little old City. Pep Guardiola is going to stay around, and I'm a very happy Mancunian this morning. Honestly, that's a lovely way to start the day, and much needed way to start the day. It really does shake off the cobwebs, doesn't it? I'm very happy about this. Guardiola is a bird. He's one of us. He cares about us. We're going to get 9 years of Pep Guardiola. So today, I'm going to offer some thoughts on all that stuff, of course. And what I do give a shout out, by the way, to the stream over on City Extra right now, where they're doing a whole 12-hour charity podcast. I've just been on there chatting to Howard Hocking from the 9320 podcast. It's for the charity of Manchester City Food Bank, of course, a very important, very necessary, very vital charity. Shouldn't have to be. Food banks shouldn't be around, but they are. So go check out that stream over there after this, of course, and please do donate if you can find a few quid spare, because obviously the people going very hungry around Christmas, and it's awful, and it should never happen, but that's what it is. But either way, Man City, Guardiola has signed, and I'm very, very happy about this. I'd also like to say, please do check out OneFootball. The link is in the description below. You can get all the World Cup updates and all the goals straight in your pocket, sent to your phone. So if you want to stay ahead of the game and stay ahead of everything that's happening, all the news about Guardiola signing, all the stats from across the game, all the goals from the World Cup, and it does help support my channel a tiny bit as well. Click the link in the description right now and get the best football app on the market. Look at it. It's gorgeous. It's glorious. It's OneFootball. So, yes, let's go look at the news as this breaks. I'll go over to Man City's website right now and have a little gander. They've got loads of content over there, of course, on mancity.com. There he is, hugging Ferran Soriano. We got him there talking a little bit, which I've not watched this, by the way. I've not watched this interview yet. I've not had time to because I've been so busy this morning. Let me know if he said anything in particular that stuck out. But there's loads and loads and loads of... loads of stuff here, loads of content, which is fascinating, of course, to go and pay attention to. I mean, look at this, man. It's absolutely wonderful stuff. City have gone big on this stuff, so go and check that out if you're interested in all that kind of stuff. I'll have a quick look at the actual, the news. Where's the article? Where's the actual article? It doesn't seem to be an article. It's just more general stuff. I'll click on this here. It says, we still have the dream to achieve more. I know what the club wants and I will fight for that. Those are the words of Guardiola, who has today agreed a new contract to Manchester City until 2025. That would take the 51-year-old stay at Manchester City to 9 seasons. He's already the club's most successful manager, having lifted 11 major honours since his arrival in 2016. That's 4 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 4 Carabao Cups, of course, and 2 Community Shields. He will stay, obviously, now until 2025. And there's loads more stuff over there. Go and pay attention to it. This, of course, is wonderful news. It's absolutely brilliant news. It's wonderful news, and I'm buzzing. It says City are delighted to announce Guardiola signed a 2-year contract. Across all competitions, he's won 271 of the 374 matches he's overseen. A remarkable win percentage of 72.4%. That's just stupid, man. Absolutely stupid. He's second only as well. In charge, his 374 games in charge means he's second only to Les McDowell, who managed 587 between 1950 and 63 on City's list of longest-serving post-war managers. Cal Doon said this: I'm delighted that Pep's journey with Manchester City Football Club will continue. He's already contributed so much to the success and fabric of this organisation, and it's exciting to think what might be possible given the energy, hunger, and ambition that he still clearly has. Under his very special leadership, our first team has accomplished so much while continuously playing and constantly evolving a City style of football that is admired the world over. Like every City fan, I'm looking forward to what lies ahead. We'll be winning with class and style, and I love it. Guardiola said, I'm so pleased to be staying at City for another 2 years. I can't say thank you enough to everyone at the club for trusting me. I'm happy and comfortable here. I have everything I need to do my job as best as possible. I know the next chapter of this club will be amazing for the next decade. It happened over the last 10 years and it will happen in the next 10 years because this club is so stable. From day one, I felt something special being here. I cannot be in a better place. Little old City, eh? I still have the feeling there is more we can achieve together, and that is why I want to stay and continue fighting for trophies. Lovely, lovely stuff. I mean, this is just wonderful news, isn't it? What more can we say? It's just the best news, basically, because Guardiola, to me, is built different. Put it simply, Guardiola is a superstar on the level of Messi. of De Bruyne, of Haaland, of Ronaldo. Guardiola is up there at the very pinnacle of football. He is more than just a manager. He is a figurehead in football. He is a legend of this game, an active legend right now, and he's Manchester City's manager. There isn't a club in the world, maybe some people would argue for their own managers emotionally, but there's barely a club in the world that wouldn't want Guardiola managing their team. He is that good. He has changed football forever, and he's changing Manchester City forever as well. He is on his way to build a dynasty, a legacy, and to me that is everything. That is what makes Guardiola so exciting. The greatest manager possibly to ever exist, though some would say he's got some way to go to have that title, but either way, he's up there. He's going to spend the very best of his managerial career years at Manchester City Football Club. I still think he'll make 10 years as well, and that to me just speaks volumes of just how well this club has been run. It isn't just that we got him to stay, it's what it means for everyone else. That is what gets me excited. It means that he has that hunger still to stay here. It means that he's probably been promised the plays that he wants for the next couple of years. It means that the players are still reacting to him. It means that the rest of the league are going to be terrified of us once again. And it means we don't have to worry about the future anytime soon. That stability is absolutely crucial to the development of Manchester City. And I can't wait to see what it means, what the next generation of a Guardiola side looks like, what the next steps are going to be, because it's wonderful news. Guardiola is the pinnacle of management. There's no one in the world football that isn't a step down, in my personal opinion. And I was dreading this. I honestly was. A part of me was dreading seeing how we dealt with life after Guardiola, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. I think that what it means now for the rest of the players and the team and so on, they're absolutely aware of the impact that he's going to have if he stays around, man. Like we saw Gundogan's quote about his future, and it looks like, it looks like he's going to stay now. He talks a lot about not knowing what Guardiola is going to do, but Guardiola is going to stay. So I think Gundogan will stay as well. Think what it means for the likes of Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, even Gomez and Haaland, the younger players in this team, Phil Foden. They'll be buzzing that Guardiola is going to stay around because he's the best person to handle their development. And think what it means for potential signings as well. Are you telling me Jude Bellingham isn't sat there today in England training talking to Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, John Stones and all these people and going, oh, he's just signed, he must be excited by that? And they'll go, we are, Jude, we're very excited. You should be excited too. Come and join us. Come and play with the best midfield coach in world football. Come and join Pep Guardiola's side and become the best player that you could possibly be. And that's what they'll be telling him. And I guarantee you, he'll be tempted by that because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as a footballer to be coached by someone like him. You do take that opportunity if you get offered it. And I do think it'll mean that much to potential signings, and it helps with the stability. And I'm also excited just because of the timing of some of our squad players, Like, we've got a younger squad currently breaking through, and like for me, I want Guardiola to have as much contact time with the likes of Haaland and Lewis and whatever. This next generation of Manchester City players, i.e. the ones that are very young now, still part of the first team, but will hopefully become senior players at City, they need exposure to Guardiola. One season's good, but 3 or 4 is better. If Guardiola leaves one day, I want them all to be fully versed in the Guardiola style, and I want them to be ready to kind of lead the charge for whatever the next manager is going to be afterwards. And to me, that is really encouraging, really exciting news. It's a great day for Manchester City. Everyone mocks City, whatever, but the fact of the matter is, the actual greatest, feels comfortable here in a way that he doesn't feel comfortable anywhere else. We can sit and criticise the board every now and then for not getting the signings that we want. Cheeky and Omar Berardi and Ferran Soriano, and people like to moan. But ultimately, this is one of their greatest accomplishments, making a manager this good feel this at home, and making the likes of De Bruyne, Fernandinho and all these players feel that at home, that they want to stay for as long as they have done. That is also a challenge. It's all very good signing players, but getting him to stay and getting him to feel comfortable, we overlook that. We overlook that as people. To me, this is such a big part of the job, to make that culture and make them feel comfortable. That is what Soriano does and Cheeky does. That's what they do, man. And to me, that is just as much part of the job as it is signing players. So they've done a very fucking good job here to make the best want to stay in rainy Manchester. Let's be honest, man. He could be sat on a beach somewhere if he wanted to be. He could be over in Italy, I don't know, sipping an espresso on some, on some beautiful boulevard somewhere. But no, he'd rather be in Manchester, rainy, miserable Manchester, managing Manchester City Football Club. It's mad. Hello to people in the chat, by the way. Mark saying some people want to call him overrated, but they don't understand what it's like for us when we had Stuart Pearce playing David James up front. He isn't overrated, and anyone says that is just bitter, Mark. Mark Harris saying, morning guys, hit the like for Pep. Do hit the like button for Pep. Hello to Shabam, Adam Quinn and Nathan as well, and Alicia as well. Cameron Dempsey saying, this is how it feels to be City. This is how it feels to be City. This is how it feels to be small. Pep signed a new deal and you shove Ronaldo at the door. Bit clumsy, but I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's a great time to be a City fan. The stability of this club right now, it's just wonderful stuff. And like, we overestimate these things, but they do matter. They absolutely do matter. And like the team that we've got right now, it's ready for the next generation of Guardiola football. And I think we're going to prime it and get it ready. This is a big day. And I know it's a badly kept secret. We all knew it was coming, but to see it confirmed and to see it confirmed so quickly, it's good. And what does it mean for the rest of the season? Cast your minds back to 2020. The start of the season hadn't been that great. Guardiola signed a new contract, and after that, we went and won a couple of trophies and got to a Champions League final. There's nothing to say that couldn't happen again. I do think Guardiola signing will galvanise the squad. It will galvanise Guardiola as well, because he's staying now. He knows where his future is. He's not sat thinking, am I going to go next season? Not that he would never not be professional, but the removal of doubt leads to focus. And to me, that's what makes this so encouraging. Guardiola's going to be sat there now going, right, I know what I've got to do. I can basically get this job done. I can come in and get these players motivated from January onwards, and they know that they're going to be here next season, and we can do it. Mark's saying we'll win them all. We'll win the bloody lot. Maybe we will do, man. To me, it's a very exciting times because the players will react to it. He will react to it. The Premier League are scared, by the way. Look at the replies on all the official accounts of all the big media outlets when they're talking about it. They are terrified, man. They are terrified because they see Pep as domination. They see Pep as the X factor. And do you know what? They're right. They're absolutely right. Pep is the X factor. He is the thing that's different. And like, to me, I can admit that. I can openly admit it. I wish it wasn't that simple, but it is that simple for me. He is the difference maker because he is the greatest. And yeah, another 2 more years of Pep. I know a lot of people are a bit worried about the whole thing. Yeah, but it's only like, it's 1 year, then he could stay. He could go if he wants to. I don't see it as 1 year, then convince him to stay for a second. I see it as 2 years, but if for whatever reason he's feeling uncomfortable, he can go after 1. He's agreed 2 years. He's not agreed 1 year to stay. He's agreed 2 years, but if he needs to go because life gets complicated, he can go after a year. Like, it's more that some people would have to convince him to go after a year as opposed to we have to convince him to stay after a year. Does that make sense in the chat, if you know what I mean by that? I don't think there's 2 ways to frame it, but I think you frame it in a positive way. If Guardiola only wanted to stay for 1 year, he would have just signed a 1 year extension instead. Like, he would have just gone, no, I'll sign 1 year, MC. But if he wasn't certain about signing a 2-year contract, potentially, he just wouldn't have done that full stop. Apparently, Tias said he had the same clause in his last contract. I don't know if that's true or not, mate, but if so, that wouldn't surprise me either. Guardiola is a man of conviction and honour. It's going to take an awful lot for him to go. Quite dramatically, I was on that charity podcast, I was saying, look, you don't really know what's going to happen. Guardiola's a very sensible man. The world has been absolutely insane for the past few years. With a pandemic, we've got war kicking off and all this kind of stuff. Look, I'm not saying that would play into his decision, but it makes you think about the future a little bit more. I've definitely thought about the future more because of the past 3 years. I'm sure you have too. And I wouldn't be surprised if he said, yeah, I'm very happy here. Who knows what's going to be happening in a year, though? Do you mind if I just put a breakout clause just in case life goes crazy? And because of the respect, they've gone, yeah, sure, Pep, we get it. To me, it's that, that's to me the situation. And that's the situation I'm totally at home with. I think it makes sense for everyone involved and it works for me personally. Wonderful news. Think about what this means for the players. Think what it means for, the next generation of City superstars potentially. What it means for the club, that consistency, that familiarity. And what it means for our chance of winning more trophies. Put it simply, Guardiola is your best bet of winning the league, man. And I do think he's going to win the Champions League as well. I do think he wants to. I think, honestly, he'll find a way to win it. I really, really, really think he'll find a way to win it for us. I believe we're getting closer and closer. And I suspect he'll win it within the next couple of years, personally. And hopefully he'll stay and do 10 years. By the way, I don't see him doing 9 years and not being tempted by a 10th. It just seems... I don't know. You want that decade, don't you? You want a decade of being somewhere. to me, it's too tempting when you get to that point to not do it, so I think you will do. Either way, look at this life, man. As City fans, this is the best time. It's wonderful stuff. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to carry on watching some World Cup football. Check out my World Cup reactions if you want to. Check out, of course, my other videos on this channel. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 65k. Go on, hit the subscribe button right now if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button as well. Pep is a blue. You're blue. Life is great. Up the Blues. Come on, in a bit.